Hello Burbank, welcome to the Mayor's Show once again. Here we are at the Burbank Fire Training Center. We're going to have a great show for you today. Members of the fire department are out here. We'll show you a few things that they go through when they're training. I retired from the Burbank Fire Department after 33 years, so I spent a lot of time out here. So this will bring a lot of memories to me when we go through this segment. So once again, thank you for joining us and follow me. So we're here with the Fire Chief, Eric Garcia. Chief, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. My first question, Chief, is our residents may not know this, but the Burbank Fire Department started as mostly volunteer group. Can you please tell us more about that?
Sure. Yeah, our original firefighters were all volunteers. And back up 1909, there was a bill that was actually purchased, fixed upon a small structure on the Golden Mall on San Fernando. That actually housed our hose cart at the time for the Burbank Fire Department. And whenever a community member or somebody noticed a fire, they would ring that bell to summon the volunteer firefighters, and they would come on down to that structure on San Fernando there, the Golden Mall, they termed it then, and they would grab the hose cart and as quickly as they could get it to the incident.
How do you think the department evolved over the course of 30 to 40 years?
In the 70s, as you recall, as a former paramedic, paramedicine was established and enabled firefighters to be able to get advanced life-saving EMS to the community members, and that really was an involvement that really benefited our community.
Can you tell us some of the services offered through the fire department?
Our boundaries, 17 square miles. We have 6 fire stations. We provide six fire engines within each of those stations, two truck companies, 2 rescue ambulances, and we've got a Type 1 hazardous materials team that's out of our Station 12. And so through that, we're an all-risk agency. We provide fire suppression throughout the community as well. We provide rescue ambulances throughout the city too that provide that advanced ALS life support, advanced life supports EMS service to the community.
So we're here at the training center, Chief. What kind of training goes on?
We do all of our academy training in-house. So that would start right here. So that would be didactic or classroom that would occur. Instruction would take place inside the classroom here. And then all of our manipulative different types of hose operations, ventilation, throwing ladders, things along those lines would happen out on the drill ground.
Well, Chief, we're coming close to the interview, to the end of the interview. Can you go ahead and point to your picture up here?
We're right back up here, class of '94.
And you mentioned Assistant Chief Hatch as well?
Deputy Chief Hatch, and there was 17 of us that came on back in '94. We started out right here in the training center. I can't believe it's been, 28 years now already. It's gone so quickly, but yeah, you take a look around the training center and all the different class pictures up here. It really holds that pride and tradition for our agency, and it's something I know that we're all really proud of, as you are as well. Mr. Mayor, you guys were right there.
This is 1975, class of 1975. There's the old guy there. Yeah. You know, it goes by quick. I really enjoyed the time that I had with the fire department, and we've always said it's not a job, it's a way of life. You get to know, your co-workers. You work with them 24/7. You get to know their families. If they're on duty, they come over to the station, and possibly their wives and their kids will bring the cake over to celebrate their son or daughter's birthday. So we all participate in that as well. Thank you, Chief, for your time. I know you're busy, but you shared a lot of good information for the community.
Absolutely. Pleased to do so.
Thank you. I'm here with firefighter Jason Carson. He's been on the job for about 10 months now, so he'll be doing his 1-year probation in May. Jason, glad to have you here. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
What prompted you to become a firefighter?
So growing up, I played team sports all my life, and after I was done playing sports, when college came to an end for me, I was just looking for that same team atmosphere as a career choice, and I found the fire service, getting along with everybody and being able to live with the family kind of sparked my interest in having that competitive drive.
So tell us about the Fire Training Center. What have you learned out here in the classroom and out there in the field?
Most importantly, we learn how to get along with everybody in the academy. Obviously, we pull hose, throw ladders, we learn all the basics, and they drill the fundamentals into us very hard from the get-go. just because sometimes we may go on a dry spell and not having many fires frequently. So we need that good foundation of the basics of pulling hose, throwing ladders, and functional, safe firefighting skills that we can use, so when it comes down to it at 2 in the morning, when we're tired, working on a long shift, that we can put those skills to use.
I'm going to ask you to show the public that's watching this the use of an extinguisher, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir. Okay, so here is your typical fire extinguisher that you could find in your home or a grocery store. Here in Burbank and other fire departments, we like to use an acronym called PASS to use this fire extinguisher. It makes it really easy to remember the 4 simple steps to put out a fire using a fire extinguisher. So starting off with P, we're going to pull our pin out. That's going to unlock the handle. Next, we're going to use A to aim, and we're going to aim at the base of the fire. And then next, we're going to use S to squeeze the handle. That's going to expel the agent from the fire extinguisher to put out the fire. And then your last S is going to be to sweep. You want to sweep the base of your fire. Make sure to expel enough agent to put out the fire.
Firefighter Carson, thank you very much for
taking
the time to educate our residents and myself as well.
Of course, anytime.
We're here at the Fire Training Center with Deputy Chief Mark Hatch and some of his crews. They're going to demonstrate some of the firefighting techniques that they go through when they come out here and practice, training. And this is actually what happens out there in the real world as well. So you'll be able to see this, and Deputy Chief Hatch will walk us through all the different components.
So what you see is firefighters in full protective gear. They're laying a line, what we call laying a line from the hydrant to get the water supply. We leave one member at the hydrant to hook up the hose and turn the hydrant on to get water to the fire engine. That water goes through the fire pump to boost pressure for our hose lines. While that firefighter is completing that task, another firefighter is breaking the 4-inch hose line and going to give that to the fire engineer, who's going to pump the fire apparatus to boost the pressure again for our hose lines. Another thing you'll see is a firefighter extending a 24-foot extension ladder to the fire escape, and he's doing this for many purposes. Potentially for a rescue, if we have someone on a balcony, someone in a window that needs rescue from the fire that can't escape through the normal stairwell or means of egress, and or they're going to use that ladder to take some hose, what we call taking hose aloft to that second floor, so they can enter from that floor to go on in and make an aggressive attack on the fire.
Well, Deputy Chief Hatch, this brings a lot of memories back to me.
So you see the other firefighter right now pulling an 1 3/4 hose line. Now what he's doing is he's estimating the length of his hose lay, enough to get to the base of the ladder, enough to get up the ladder, and then enough to get him into the building and extend it to the fire floor. Also, we have firefighters performing or simulating enforceable entry on this blue prop. So what they do is they put some wedges in there to simulate that the door's locked. They'll use their tools to force entry on that door and create access. They're not only creating access, but they're also creating their egress. Anytime you're creating an opening in a building, you're also planning for your escape. You don't want to have a small opening going in, because if things go bad, you want to have a big opening so that you can find it and you can get through with more than yourself and your crew. Also, you'll see right now the truck company has a 100-foot aerial ladder. They are extending their 100-foot aerial to the roof to perform rooftop ventilation. The reason they're going to the roof to perform rooftop ventilation is to coordinate their efforts with the engine company's interior with the hose lines. By opening up a hole in that rooftop, they'll allow all the hot, heated gases and smoke to escape. It improves the conditions inside for the firefighters, creates visibility, cools the atmosphere, and also allows them to advance their hose lines and perform a rescue if needed. On the D side of the training center tower, the firefighters are throwing longer ladders to the second floor window. You can see that they're just throwing them to the windowsill, and we call that laddering a building for rescue.
So that's one of the good signs. When you see water coming out the windows or you see white smoke, that means that the water is being put on the fire.
Yes.
So the fire's being put out.
Basic advice for someone who has a house fire, you go all the way back to Edith,
Right.
Exit drills in the home. And so the first thing you want to do is get out and account for your family. Make sure everybody's out of the house. typically a really good plan is to have a meeting place, whether it's outside the front of the house, the neighbor's house. It's really dangerous to go back inside a burning home to find somebody. You may be separated for a bit, but if you have that meeting place and you have a pre-plan, you come together there, you account for everybody. Then you need to call 911. You need to alert the fire service to respond and just keep yourself in a safe place. Really, really dangerous idea to re-enter a home to grab valuables. We have a really good, robust response force coming with a short response time. And many times we will limit that fire to the room of origin and save the majority of your valuables. So get out of the home, have a meeting place, call 911, either out front or go to a neighbor's house and alert the fire department to come and help you.
Thank you, Chief.
Our pleasure.
Excellent. I hope you enjoyed this segment of the Mayor Show. We've got more exciting things forward to coming to you, so stay tuned for the next segment.